Good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and elsewhere. Friends all. Today, I want to bring something of great to all of you. When you, the African descendants, the corrupt and ignorant few, will stop making excuse for your political parties or your color of your skin, as you say, the black race. For the decent African descendants, you have nothing to worry about because you know what I'm talking about. And you Indian, you yourself, stop making excuse for the PPP or your race. Because if you continue with excuses, then Guyana will never have a change unless both races have to migrate from that country into another country. And it will not be nice. I have traveled this world. I've seen a lot. I have seen nations where children and people got to take food out of the garbage bin to eat. But before I continue, I want you hypocrites to subscribe to my channel, and you the decent one. What I'm telling you here today, ladies and gentlemen, is nothing but the truth, the plain truth, so help me God. Under the British, we were living peacefully, brothers and sisters, uncle and auntie. And they will call others' name, but with love, not hatred. The house of an Indian will have a lot of blacks sit and eat and drink as much as the blacks would have the Indian. And when came the two diseases, Burnham and Cheddy Jagan, two diseases. We will find cure for AIDS. We will find cure for syphilis and some of the greatest disease that had ever plagued mankind. But for racism and hatred, the only solution for it is death. And I mean it, if you cannot change. I blame the imams, the pandits, and the priests. For you should know that you are in the middle of the people and the corrupt government, and you must not take side. And if you're an Indian, and you are a Hindu or Muslim or a Christian, you take side for the Indian. And if you're a black, same be it, you do the same. But I can understand the Indian frustration, fear, and injustice that were placed upon them. And I will not blame them, because most of them was rice planters, sugarcane cutters, farmers, fishermen, and just a few was in clerical work. Ambitiously, I must be honest, the blacks was more ambitious, more going, more educated on the English language. And yes, but what happened in the 1960s should never have happened, was not called for. But this two serpent, this two disease, that where you, the black, support one, Burnham in PNC, Jagan in PPP. Friends, I will tell you here before I continue to slam you in your face. If you vote for a man and he do good, may Allah, Bhagwan, and God will shower His blessing upon those who make the right decision. If you vote for Burnham or the PNC and they do good, same will be on the blessing of God. But when you choose Barabbas in front of Jesus, you have cursed your generation. And you will pay for it, because your vote is what caused the problem. Who killed Jesus if he died? Who put him to fetch that cross? It was you, the voters. Who set a thief, Barabbas, a whoremonger, a drunkard, a gambler, a rapist? The governor tried to campaign to save him, Jesus. But because of your hunger and your illiterateness and threats, you take payoff because you got to feed your children, and you vote to kill the Jesus and set Barabbas free. And you keep doing it, burn up the Barabbas. A liar son of a effing bitch. And then you Indian also support Judas the Carrot, a steady jagan in a country called Guyana, that we could say Jerusalem, Georgetown, Guyana. What a coincidence to see similarity of names and country and mayhem. What a difference it makes. You, the East Indian, are holding on to this day of their arrival. I ask of you, the young generation, condemn it. None of you arrived. You were born in Guyana. Accept your birthrights. You, the African descendant, to do the same. Condemn emancipation, for those who was emancipated is dead and gone, and may the Lord make all of them rest in peace. But this is how you offer them. Copy wish if he could get up and run away, because you all make a revolutionist look like an opportunist. He was not an opportunist but a revolutionist. He fought for freedom. He fought for human rights. And Damien on the Essequibo coast, with his hands out, he glad to get up and walk away, because you black people, the majority, the ignores, the uneducated, the criminals element in uniform and out of uniform, you all have made the African descendant look bad. But I have to acknowledge one thing and forgive you, because you all were tribal people. That is why the ancestor of Africa, instead of killing your ancestor, they sell them to the European, and you're blaming them. I blame the European as the white man. He should have left you all in Africa. Today you would have known what it is. You would have known what is a guitar. You would know what is a three-piece suit, a saxophone, kicking a soccer, making millions and billions out of Africa, while Africans today are liberated and free, and those hypocrites for leaders on the mainland of Africa are exploiting your cousin, your ancestors. How would you all like to go back there? 200 or something thousand. And I would like to make this deal, if you all want to go back, for 250,000, which is not, but I will give you that. If you all agree to go back, I will call upon the European to give you a first-class ticket. And each one of you and your family, a family member, $50,000 per family, and leave you any part of Africa where you claim is yours. And for that 250,000, bring 10 million in your place. They would worship Guyana, they would love it, they will care it, they will honor God every second, because you hypocrites. You all have given black people a bad name. You make them feel, because the Indian, the Portuguese and Chinese, and the Amerindian, you make them feel that you all are less than a human being. But for the decent African descendant, the honorable one, not the miserable one, those honorable ones, their heart bleeds to see what you're doing to them. Their heart bleeds, they cry. They don't even want to assemble with you. But for those corrupt politicians that lie to you, hug you up, take pictures, give you a couple bags of flour and sugar for you to put them in power, and later raise the tax on you when they get there, you can't even afford to buy salt. I remember in the 60s, Indian and black neighbors would ask each other, neighbor, you have some sugar or salt? You have some milk? Give me, them children need some food. You got some rice? That was love. Was not beg or being a beggar. But it was begging that your neighbor had your feelings, whether they were Indian, blacks, Chinese, or white. But you black people have given the black race a bad name in Africa. But know what I know amongst the two races. 70,000 to 80,000 out of 200 and something thousand blacks are genuine, loving, devoted, kind, honorable, not miserable. And you Indians, I wish if I can say the same thing for you, but it will be 6-9. Because if I praise that amount of you, I might end up in the graveyard because you all are covetous, vindictive, wicked, presumptuous, and very spiteful and ungrateful and very corrupt. But again, they still have a few good ones amongst you that stand up for humanity, fear God, may it be Muslims, Hindus, or Christians, or what denomination, they are still loving and kind. And for those blacks and Indians who marry each other, you need to tell it to the others. But I want you black people to know, Indians are not racial. I have given you that degree a minute ago. They are very corrupt. A friend of mine in Guyana reminded me of something. As a child, I heard about the Abrams family. And I'm going to read it here. Then I will ask for it to be shown to you. The Arthur Abrams family of Hatfield Street that was bombarded in their home on June 1964. Arthur Abrams was and I repeat, a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Works and Hydraulic. At the time of the incident, the house, a 3-story, beautiful British-made house, he was living in it. And if y'all don't remember, then your old parents, before they died, they should tell you all the truth. Because for y'all not knowing the truth, y'all believe y'all are right. But the sins of the parents are falling upon the children. Many young black boys and girls are falling on the wayside in accidents, death. Y'all are killing each other. Today, you black people take away the Indian glory. Y'all are burning house with your own wife and children. Why? It's a curse. And you Indian, you seem to have a short memory, or you pretend that you don't memorize, but your actions speak louder than words. If you were not money hungry and power drunk, you would have been the only race in Guyana. And I said that without an apology. Because I can name people. Ali of La Tree, Pakistan. Burnham used to say the courthouse is full for Indian people who is fighting for property, land that don't belong to you. Fighting for cattle, like my next door neighbor, he deceased, Mr. Yassin Alia Goldsmith. Everybody live in Canada, America, or wherever. You do that, you will got to come stop with a car and curse soon in the morning when they're going back to the airport because of Cantor Jewel. And he becomes an imam. Take it from me. Everywhere he lived, there was a problem of land dispute. Even take a judge in Kingston for land. If I remember right, it's alleged, but a magistrate once said to him at Providence, I won't mention name. She said, Mr. Ali, I hope you will not pull out the pin because I'm tired with you. We were minding some cows also. He'd brand a little calf. I had to take him to Providence but set him free. My friend, there is a God. He went blind to the grave. He couldn't see for all what the wrong he have done. God have taken his bloody sight. Well, now before I continue, I want my friends them in the diaspora and those who remember the Sonny Trotman chaos, where 45 African descendants was blown up in a lunch in retaliation of what happened in the 60s in Mackenzie and Wisma, and on to now, no one to be blamed, whether it was the PPP, Roma has it, it was them. Some say it was foreign government, like they always do, but they were protecting democracy and human rights, no communism or bourgeoisism in the Caribbean or Guyana or Latin and South America. So I'm going to ask, so you could have a look at the picture of the Abrams family. So I would ask the brother to put it on, let you all see, to bring back your memory. Those was the Abrams. Those was 9 children in one family lost their life with the man. So for you black people who are worrying about 2, a man or wife die, or a woman or a child die, yes, I respect it. But where? Y'all don't remember Mr. and Mrs. Abrams? And 9 children in one family? Come on, you hypocrites. Or unless y'all had hands in it. I don't know. But if you do, and you're stifling the truth from this generation, you are playing with the day when all may have to leave that country, because no crime shall go unpaid. The PPP was blamed for it, members of the PPP at the time. It's alleged that some of them went to Simply Hell. It's also alleged that Gimpex was owned by a Portuguese man who was supporting the PPP wholeheartedly. He also was in Simply Hell. And when he released from prison, he take his people and went to Australia. My friends, why did Dr. Jagan and Burnham had to get into violence to become a leader of a country? Was that the only way out? But there is a God. All who had hands in it, your children and grandchildren shall play with their filth on the street. I am not calling names because I know some of them who went to Simply Hell. But just because I don't believe that the modern generation should pay for the hypocrites them. But what hurt me, when you all coming out and talk about what happened by the Sonny Stratman, talk about the young Indian children that bottle was pushed into the private parts. I am going to get a new newspaper soon. I'm getting a newspaper very soon where I will broadcast on the front page of the Daily News, the Argosy, the Evening Post, what crime was committed to the Indian up in Mackenzie and Wisma, with little girl in horrified blood between her waist, running down and tear to pieces. It was done by you, the blacks. You know why I ain't get it yet? Because the Indian bastard who got it, he want $5,000 from me to air what happened to your own Indian race. Yeah? And he was from South Africa. His name is Kimpado. He want $5,000 for the paper because he laminated and it got the date and time. So my friends, for you the decent black people, it is a time to come together. And you, the East Indian who are decent and honorable enough to unite with the blacks for a better Guyana and a prosperous future for your generation. And open up the door to Ghana. Open the door to India. Because today, modern Africans and Indians are 100 times much more educated. And those in India speak the English and write it and speak it properly. They might say it in Hindi, in the way they speak if you want to give a statement, my friend. So I want you all to understand how life is. Killing for politicians is not the answer. Killing innocent people by robbing them is not the way out. Everybody in Guyana must be given land to build house, 50 to 75,000 US per family. And open up the door to where Guyana started to make its way into the world. Ghana, India. And for those in the Caribbean that open up the doors to us in our time of burden, time of needs, we must do the same for them. But I have a problem with one little Caribbean island, even though I heard they're welcome in CARICOM. What is CARICOM doing with the brutal killing of young Haitian descendant who is African born again burning and killing one another on the street of Port-au-Prince. And they are a part of CARICOM. I call upon the heads of CARICOM government and the human rights to sanction Haiti now on sending the troops and arrest all who are killing innocent men and women, beating them and burning young, decent, honorable young black kids are gathered like garbage, 10, 12, beaten, put tires and fire on them in 21st century. Is this the black world of showing that you are powerful? Well, you are playing with a nation that used nuclear bomb before. You are playing with people who are prepared to kill themselves. So I ask you in the name of God, when will you stop? We blame the white man for everything, but we don't want to accept that we were the one who are wrong. Come on. Did he kidnap you from Africa? Did he kidnap you from India? You were born in Guyana, the Caribbean, Brazil, Fiji Island. Accept it. And do not blame the Africans today for the past generation. Same goes to the Indian. You hypocrites. Stop it. This young generation want to go forward. They are not responsible for the crime of 200 years, 100 years. And if you are a black race, I beg you here today, stop saying white man enslaved you and you want reparation, because if you sponsor your family, none of them will accept them into their country. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a realistic person. You kill mine, I will kill yours. You declare war on me, we will declare war on you. I believe in the teaching of Allah, God, and Bhagwan. God declared war on Lucifer and throw him out from heaven. And he was his archangel. I don't know God, I don't know Lucifer. Then they say, these hypocrites as priests, they say, God say, vengeance is his, leave it to him. Imagine I kick you, I rape your daughter, rape your wife, kill your husband, and your son and relative must leave me to a God that I didn't touch. Isn't that hypocrisy all mad? Why God throw Lucifer out of heaven? Why he drunk the world and only saved 8? And why he kill a pair of everything? Save a pair of every animal, every living thing. Did those animals and birds have done him anything? So which means I don't believe that piece. My God is a warrior. And his son Jesus, according to Islam, his name is Isa. He said it clearly. Do unto others as you would like them do unto you. You know what I mean? You kick me, I'm going to kick your ass back. You kill mine, we're going to end up killing one another. So before we have to annihilate each other, friends, let's put the guns down on the sword and unite. For God make man. We have no right to destroy what he make. Why are we killing each other? Why are we raping the women? Why are we leaving them with children and run away? And why you women don't satisfy with your man, you love the voodoo man. You wanted to control him. Stop it. Put your trust in God Almighty. Whether you call it Allah, Bhagwan or God, and all the priests, Imam, the pandits and the priests, you hypocrites, let me tell you how you all come about. Once there was war in Saudi Arabia, and there was war in Rome, who was controlling in Nebuchadnezzar time, the Caesar time, they had to find a scapegoat to come and tell the people about another way of life. And that is how priesthood was created. To balance you, to keep you quiet and listen to the teaching. They say, a man take a coin and try to trick Jesus. Who picture is on the crime? It wasn't a picture, it was an engraving of the king. He said Caesar. He said, well, give unto Caesar what is Caesar, and give unto the Lord what's the Lord. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Caesar is your government in every part of the world, the tax collector. And what you give to God, 10%, who collect it? The bloody no good priests. They're buying planes, big house, fancy cars, swimming pool, and taking your daughters to paradise, France, Holland, England, Belgium, and prostitute them legally because y'all are hungry. Wake to hell up, Africa. Wake up, India. If the priest understands the meaning of priesthood, he is a shepherd to the last sheep, and he will fight against the wolf, not to join with the wolf to share the sheep. Come on. So the PPP government and the PNC is not for you. 65 members of parliament from 1966 to now. Did you all get anything? They got big money in foreign banks. They're buying house in Switzerland and England and Holland. They're buying, you name it. Their children are driving Ferrari while you stand up and can't even see the safari. You bloody ignorant fools. Stop this tribal affair and unite. In Africa, one tribe, one day tribe to rule them. If we cannot unite, how can we bring about good? I have 8 fingers and 2 thumbs. If I only depend on my 2 thumbs to do the work, then it's useless of these 8 fingers. So God put it in a way we must unite together. Even if I form a fist, that's the only way out. So you in Guyana and the Caribbean, stop this bullshit about white man, and let's talk about man and humanity and save mankind from the catastrophe what is about to happen. Let's go against what is happening. Look, Russia, Ukraine. A lot of my black relatives say, look what happened in Ukraine. They're taking off the black children off the bus and the train. And yes, they're wrong. But did not we chase them out of Africa? Did not we chase them out of India? So if they take you off the train, find your way out of the bloody country. They didn't chase you out, they just take you off. But you chase them out, you even kill a few. What kind of nonsense is this? Do unto others as you like them do unto you. So for the present generation, Indian and black, nothing personal. Stop listening to these corrupt ministers, judges, magistrate, police prosecutor. Unite. All of you deserve a salary every month. With good pay, take care of your children, for our times are short on this earth. God and Lucifer will live forever, and government will reign, because we are ignorant to understand there for themselves, not for us. So let's unite and save God's planet, the world we live in, and give God thanks. But today, I want you all to know, nothing lasts forever. Where's the Kabaka? Where is Jagan? He died in the first term. So what become of the Abrams family? Fellow Guyanese? Diaspora? Come on, Norton. I offer prayer here today, oh God, hear my cry. I am not Jesus, Muhammad, Ram, or Christian, or Jonah. I ask you to put a curse in Guyana and get rid of the parasites, so Guyana can be free and open up to your children of this world that you put, Africa, India, and elsewhere. That's all I ask. And today, I am your host, George Correa. Thanks for listening. Nothing personal.